notify the citizens of Zimbabwe on who the convener is before they are convened, who the mobilizer is before they are mobilized, who the caller is before they respond. So actually, Mr. Jacob Ngarivume, for a fact, contested in 2018 presidential elections as a candidate after he chickened out of MDC alliance in Bikita. And he had 2,200 votes from across the country, the whole of Zimbabwe. And we have 210 constituencies in Zimbabwe. So if we divide that, it simply means Mr. Jacob Ngarivume had 10 votes per every constituency. And if we divide by 1,956 votes, it means Mr. Jacob Ngarivume had 1 vote. And in other words, he didn't get anything. So this is the man who now wants to front a national demo, to try and mobilize all Zimbabwean 16 million people to say, let's go in the streets to march. In 2007, he was called Jacob Chengedzani. He was not Ngarivume. So we are talking of a person who does not have a character, an actual character. A person who might wake up after 31 July, named maybe Jacob Banda or Jacob Piri. This is the type of a person. Why he changed his surname? Because he engages in short deals that are corrupt. He was working for, I think it's Shungu Trust, where he abused, misplaced some funds. So this demo, clearly, it won't be for Mr. Ngarivume. He does not have the people. But this is a project by the Americans, through the American embassy. Recently, they released something like $350,000 that they gave to an organization called Women Institute for Leadership Development. WILD. You can hear the name, WILD. They were given money. And we have people there. We have our friends there who tells us always that we are given $350,000. The challenge is on distributing the money. So this is the money that Jacob Ngarivume is dying for. So it is American embassy each and every time that funds, that finances issues to do with breaking the constitution of Zimbabwe, abusing democracy of Zimbabwe, wanting to overthrow the government. And this is the sole reason for the demonstration on the 31st of July. So it's up to 16 million Zimbabweans to say we need to be mobilized by a person who garnered 1 vote per every ward, 10 votes per every constituency. Jacob Ngarivume Chengedzani does not have standing. He is not fit to call for a demonstration. And of course, there is Godfrey Tsenengam, who lost a series of primary elections in my Central, in the rural areas, where he failed to mobilize his relatives. So that person cannot call for demonstrations. He's just fighting issues to do with the disgruntlement and is desperate. So as Zimbabweans, we should understand that there are African solutions to African problems. The solutions to African problems are dialogue, and there are several platforms for dialogue. There are courts of law, parliament, councils, where people can sit, churches, and map a way forward, which is what we want. If there is a demonstration that we should do now, it is the demonstration against the Americans for the punitive measures they impose on Zimbabwe. If there is anyone out there who doubts effectiveness of these punitive measures called illegal sanctions, he or she must ask himself or herself on why America each and every year, all those congressmen, they sit to decide on whether they renew the sanctions or uplift them. It means they know their effectiveness. And if it's true that it is corruption that is destroying our economy, I challenge the Americans to uplift the illegal sanctions and leave us with whatever they are calling corruption and see if Zimbabwe will not improve. However, sanctions creates a fertile ground for corruption. So we need to address a problem at whatever time, and we mustn't address corruption in isolation. We have issues of rape case in Zimbabwe. We have child abuse. We have several criminal activities that are happening in Zimbabwe. We need to see people demonstrating against even stock theft, not to hide behind issues of corruption, while at least there is corruption across the civic society. I challenge the civic society organization to release their budgets. Even the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, R2s, they ended up threatening me. They ended up calling me, insulting me. This simply means corruption cuts across. It's not political. It does not belong to one political entity. So as Zimbabweans on the 31st of July, we need to understand that we are not part of the 2,200 people who sympathized with Jacob Ngarivume Chengedzani. If he was a good mobilizer of the two surnames that he used, the Ngarivume and the Chengedzani, the two could have combined and maybe gave him something like 10,000 votes, but they failed. So if you get home as Zimbabwe and ask your children, tell them that there's a certain man who had 10 votes in this war constituency, and the man is saying to us, let's go and demonstrate. He wants all of us Zimbabweans. The response from your kids will tell you whether to participate or not to participate. So I said to America, it doesn't matter you have changed outfit, shifting from MDC Alliance because it's now dead, going to Jacob Ngaruvume, trying to play tricks of saying no, we're engaging civic society, which is not, these are not even civic society organizations. They are anti-government organizations, not non-governmental organizations. So on the 31st, as Zimbabweans, we need to build our country. Let's make 31st a day to end America's destabilization agenda. We should be taking Brian Nichols to task. If he disputes that he didn't fund these demonstrations, let him speak and I will prove it, how he has funded it. So basically this is what we are saying. The people should know who is calling before they respond. They should know who is convening them before they are convened. They should know who is mobilizing them before they are mobilized. So this is Jacob Chengedzane Ngaruvume, who can wake up tomorrow saying, I am now Jacob Piri.